In your dreams. Why the long face?
Dear Emma, today I scored my first goal at soccer. I'm writing a letter. A letter, like a message you send to someone? No, more like a friendly letter. How do you write a friendly letter? There are tons of ways to communicate with people. Talking, phone calls, text messages, emails, instant messaging, and letters are all ways to communicate. A friendly letter can tell about your day, how you feel, or it can even be a thank you note. For me? Sweet. A letter has 5 parts. The first part is the heading. It has the address, which shows where it came from. This letter is from my friend Emma, who lives in New York City. And it shows the date, too. Let's see. Emma wrote this last week. The second part is the greeting. Right. A greeting can start with hi, hello, hey, what's up? This letter starts with Dear Annie. You put a comma after the name in a friendly letter. The third part is the body. That's the main part of the letter. The body of Emma's letter is all about how she lost a tooth. The fourth part of the letter is the closing. That's a short phrase that ends the letter, like, your friend, love, keep in touch. Right, Moby. The closing ends with a comma too, just like the greeting. The last part is the signature. This is where the writer signs his or her name. Emma knows how to sign her name in cursive. I know I've seen letters that look different from this one. How do you write a business letter? Sometimes people write to people they don't know, or write business letters, which are more serious than friendly letters. Can you print out my business letter, Moby? Thanks. A business letter has 5 parts, just like a friendly letter. The sender's address and the date goes at the top of the page. Then the address of the person you're writing to goes below. Then there's the greeting, like, Dear Mr. President. Well, if you don't know the person's name, you can write to whom it may concern, or Dear Sir, Madam. And since it's a business letter, I used a colon after the name. Then the body of the letter has the purpose, which tells why you're writing to them. I'm asking the president to sign a law against teenagers with cell phones, because Mia is driving me crazy. Since this is a business letter, I closed it with sincerely, and then I typed my name. Right. I need to sign it, too. Now I need to send it. But how do you label an envelope? First, you put the address of the person you're sending the letter to in the middle of the envelope. Well, the address starts with the name or title of the person. Then you put the number and street. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I don't think the president has an apartment number, but if there was one, we put it there. Then you put the city, state, and zip code. Next, you put your own address in the top left corner. Wait! I have to put on the stamp. It always goes on the top right corner. That's how you pay to get your letter sent across the town, or the country. I wonder how long it'll take for the president to get my letter. express robot mail? Cool.
What did the egg do after it heard a joke? It cracked up.
Take me to your leader. I come in peace. Oh no! The backdrop is all wrong for our play. The setting is supposed to be in outer space, not the high seas. What is the setting of a story? A setting is where the story takes place. You know, like where it happens. Yeah, I know we said our play would take place on a ship, but I meant a spaceship in the future, not some old boat from the past. I guess when I said the setting is where a story takes place, I was only half right. The setting is also when a story takes place. Like, a story about the Pilgrims arriving in America would take place a long time ago, during a totally different time period. It would be really weird if a story about the Pilgrims took place in the present, you know, like today. Whoa, that would really change everything. How does the setting affect the story? In Hansel and Gretel, the two characters walk through the deep, dark woods. But imagine if Hansel and Gretel walked through a bright, happy forest. That's a totally different setting, right? Anyway, the setting can really affect the mood of a story and make you feel different things. Let's see. After they walk through the woods, Hansel and Gretel find a house made of candy. Moby, you really shouldn't eat the house. It's rude. This is the witch's house. The story of Hansel and Gretel happens in several different places. How can the setting change in a story? I know that lots of stories have different settings, but some stories have only one place that changes over time. Well, this house is in the countryside now, but maybe later, other houses will be built near it. And then soon this place will turn into a small town. And then it'll turn into a big city. See? A story might take place over a span of time, and the setting might change along with the story. But I've definitely read stories where the setting wasn't so obvious. How can you figure out the setting in a story? Sometimes in a story, the writer doesn't tell you the setting, so you have to use clues to figure it out. Like right now, we're probably in the past, because we're riding in a wagon instead of a car. Whoa. Right, and our clothes look kind of prairie-like. Hey, I bet we're in the Old West. Giddy up, little doggies. Yee-haw! Hey, I bet you can figure out the setting by the way the characters talk. Right, partner? Sometimes when I read a story, I take notes on the setting too. I write down where the characters live, how they get around, how they dress, and how they talk. Or sometimes I draw pictures to help me figure out the setting. Great setting, but you better work on your costume.
Why is U the happiest vowel? Because it's in the middle of fun.